Hey, Floss Tube.
I'm Gina.
I'm Tina, and we are stitching with our bestie. Oh, I have a salute to all of you who floss too, because we've moved to every room of the house, checked lighting, checked our teeth, our noses, everything. All right, well, we are best friends of
27 years.
27 years. Met years ago when I joined a new church. She was my Sunday school teacher. And we've been best friends since then. We've been stitching and scrapbooking and quilting and sewing. And I used to quilt stitch back before we knew each other in the 80s. And my sister-in-law and I stitched all the time. And then I started working full-time, kids, one thing and another, and I just got away from it. And then I guess it was in November.
Yeah, I started stitching again last October, and you started in November.
Yeah, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's becoming an obsession again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and thank all of y'all for enabling us. Every time I see a chart, I'm texting her, and we're 1, 2, 3, or wherever we can get it. So
I've been, I learned embroidery and crochet when I was a child, but my sister got me cross-stitching in 1982. I did my first thing for my husband for Father's Day, we just had a child, so I stitched often, all the way up until about 1995, whenever I had I was pregnant with I had my fourth child, and I was pregnant with my fifth child, and I just didn't have time anymore for stitching. So I gave it up until about 2007, and then I went back for a little while, but I never finished any. I started several things, but I just never finished them, because at that time I had teenagers and was so busy. So last October I decided I was going to get rid of all my cross-stitch stuff, so I pulled it all out, and I was going through it, and I was saying, this is kind of cute. Maybe I'll just stitch this for Thanksgiving, and next thing you know, I'm stitching again and enjoying it, buying all the new charts. And it's funny because I pulled one thing out, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes, that I started in 2007, and it was a Little House Needleworks. And I didn't even realize who they were or anything, and it was just something I loved. And so I actually finished that one. It's one of the things I have finished since then. So, but we love it.
Well, and I told Gina, I work full time, and at work a lot of times I'm just scanning, and it's just kind of mind numbing. So I'll listen a lot of times to podcasts, and I was watching Kimberly one day, and the question was, what do you listen to or watch when you're stitching? And she said one of the people she listened to were the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, which just cracked me up because we would watch.
We love Real Housewives.
Real Housewives of Orange County.
I watch it of everything.
Yeah, I go back and forth. But anyway, so I watched them, and I said, Gina, there's this new thing called Floss Tube. Oh, it all started. Yes,
Real
my
Housewives.
husband, all he can say is,
blaming the Real Housewives.
Women sure like to talk a lot, don't they get tired of talking about stitching?
My husband comes in and says, cross stitch again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm going to watch TV someplace else.
I don't need cable or anything, because all I watch is Floss Tube now. So we thought maybe you could use one more Floss channel to watch of us.
We know we want more, because that's all we do is watch it.
And when I watched
StitchCon,
especially Jan Hicks, when she said that she was part of bringing the movement back, that got so exciting, because I know that if I'm having a stressful day at work, I can just come home at lunch, on my lunch break. Just stitching just calms me. If I start to get worked up, I'll just go stitch a little bit, and it just calms me. And more and more girls at work have started looking at what I'm doing and asking and maybe getting interested. So who knows? But
yeah, that's my favorite thing, is to teach somebody to cross stitch. I've actually taught another one of our friends, Fiona. She was interested. Well, she was kind of interested, so I took her to our LNS, which is in New Orleans, and she got like excited there and bought a few things. So she started, and then I got her daughter started. And I just taught my granddaughter a week and a half ago to cross stitch. She's 8, and it was just so exciting to see her stitching with me. And my husband snuck in and took a picture of us sitting there stitching together. And it just means the world to, you know, me and my daughter, who I actually taught both my daughters to cross stitch when they were younger, and so they're getting back into it now. So it's exciting.
Our daughter stitched one thing and said that was kind of 2 in 1, and she's just not in her. She just doesn't have time right now. She's a career woman and doesn't have the time.
Well, another exciting thing is my sister has been stitching off and on the whole time. She's 8 years older than I, and she's the one who taught me to stitch. And her and I actually did this spring. We stitched the spring ABCs from Little House Needleworks, and we're getting ready to do the summer one together on a trip we're going on, and we're going to do the fall. So it's fun. Her and I are stitching some things together, and Tina and I have bought a pattern that we want, a quilt pattern, cross stitch pattern that we want to stitch together, and I stitched something with my friend Fiona to get her started. So it's fun to do stuff like
Something
that.
we didn't tell them is where we live.
Oh yeah, that might be important. We actually live in Louisiana, South Louisiana.
We're both Army brats, and we
well,
ended
I'm
up.
Air Force, she's Army.
Well, yeah, we're brats.
Go Air
period.
Force, go Air Force.
And so we are in Louisiana. We're about, I'm in Clinton, Louisiana. She's in Zachary, and we're about an hour and a half.
I'm an hour and a half from New Orleans, and she's about an hour.
And that's
2
our
hours from
most
New Orleans.
local L&S. And
Yeah.
I finally, some people don't have to work full time, and they get to go during the week, but
I dragged her
did
down there
get to
last
go.
weekend for her first time.
And
we spent
so
over,
wonderful.
I think, 2.5 hours in the
It was
store.
wonderful.
We went in the morning and we came out. It was afternoon. But
Well,
we had
let's
a
show
blast.
you something we've done from the past. You want to show them
Yeah.
yours first?
So this is one thing I had. I don't have a lot of my stuff because we've moved and I don't have room for as much. But this is something I had in my kitchen. And it's a Jeremiah Junction back in the 80s and 90s. I think I finished stitching this one in 1992. But I just love the little animals on it and stuff. So that was one of the things I did. And then Tina has
This is kind of a funny story because I stitched this, not this exact one, because my daughter has it and she won't let me have it back. She let me take a picture of it. So I was perusing eBay and Etsy to see if I could find who the pattern was. Not only did I find the pattern, I found a completed piece, and it was only $16.
Well, there
and
you
it
go.
took me like forever. I stitched like a sloth on painkiller. I mean, I am slow. But I did this
Here, let me hold
in
it up.
1986. And I was so
Love that
excited.
country.
I had the little hearts cut out with a little mauve background in it, and I had to cut back on groceries for a couple weeks just to buy that frame from Granny's Frame Shop. Thought I had done it all when I got that. Okay, well, we're just excited. Ooh, excuse me, I'm back. To just be part of this. We're nervous.
Just bear
but-
with us because
yeah, that's why we're calling this one baby steps. We may need to get microphones. We may need, I don't know. This is just, if you want to try this, just do it. You know, I get so
we're
much
just here to have
joy
fun. Yeah.
watching and listening to people from all over the world. It's just amazing to see how, I think Pam and Steph said it today in their video about the common thread. It just stitches all the women together, and it just gives you such joy just doing needlework. Now we're going to talk about some of the people that we watch.
Yeah. So, of course,
I think y'all call that shout outs.
Yeah, we're going to give some shout outs. Of course, we already said we love the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. And we just said Pam and Steph. Of course, we watch them. And then
That's Just Keep Stitching.
yeah, Just Keep Stitching. And then another one that I really like is it's called Stitch All the Things, and she's in I want to say Arizona right now. She has a summer place in Oregon, and I just really enjoy watching her, and she makes project bags and stuff. So that's a lot of fun. I enjoy watching her videos.
I started watching Valerie with Stitching in the Barn, her very first video when it came out, and I just love to listen to her. She did the interview of her neighbor showing all those beautiful samplers.
It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. But I could just say I love her voice. It's soothing, and I like it.
Another one we really both like is the Kitten Stitcher.
Mm-hmm.
I love her because she loves cats. She's just so natural, normal, just, talks to you, and she lives in Mississippi. She's a Southern girl. Yeah. Well, she actually isn't from the South, but she's been living here about 11 or 12 years, and I just enjoy everything she shows, and she teaches. She really does. She's just amazing. So we really enjoy her.
Plus, love her pattern. She's the Shakespeare's peddler.
So I really enjoy
I'm excited because we are going to the Silver Needle this month.
Next
and
week.
She's gonna be there.
We're so excited to meet her.
We are.
So we'll be off at the Silver Needle next week. It would be my sister, Sandy, Tina, and I, and my friend Fiona, and the four of us are driving to Tulsa, and we're going to do that. We're actually taking 2 finishing classes with, what's her name? Gosh, I can't remember her name right now. It just flew out of my head. I should have written it down. So we're excited to just learn some different ways to finish things.
And you'll learn, if anybody's even watching this, even if we do another one, I can't spell, I can't remember anything, and that's just who I am.
That's okay.
That's okay. They know. Remember I had a sober baby when we were scrapping? Yeah, I had a sober baby. All right.
So
there's a lot more. Well, I love Country Stitchers.
Yes,
Liz and Deb.
They are so much fun.
And they're so sweet. I wish we were sweet. We
I'm sweet. I don't know about you.
I'm the salty one of the group.
I don't know. I can be salty too. So
yes, you can. Jan Hicks creates.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on and on, and hopefully over the next, when we do some more, because she's like, I don't know if we will. We'll do some more. We'll do some more shout outs.
If we get, we're not telling anybody other than our husbands we're doing this. If we get 10 people, I will be thrilled.
And if we get 100 subscribers, we'll do a giveaway.
Okay. Now, let's go to our whips.
All right.
What kind of whip girl are you? Do you do
Well, I started off as a monogamous stitcher. I always stitched one thing, but I've lost my mind. I've done Mania. I've done 24 hours of cross stitch. I have a wheel of whips. I'm on all kinds of Facebook pages, so I do more than one now. That's just how I gotten to be. So I'm going to show you a few of my whips. I'm not showing you all of them, but mostly what I'm just working on right now. So this one right here, I just started, and it is
you need this.
by Little House, and it's called,
Wait, you want to use a little one?
Yeah, let's use this one.
Okay.
You can hold it for me. It's called My Sheep Hear My Voice. I hope you can see that. And then this is how much I've gotten done on it. So,
let's move it
and
in.
you will notice I love needle minders. I've got all different kinds of them. Tina does not use needle minders. I do.
I have one needle minder. Thank you.
The first one I got, she actually gave to me. So that's
because it was new and everybody had them, and if they've got them, I have to have them.
And that's how much I've gotten done with that one.
And by the way, my name on Instagram and
we could tell them that when we're finished. So
but it's Gadget Girl because I love gadgets.
And mine's Love to Stitch. So okay, so that's one. And I wanted to show you. This is how I now do my thread, because I just love it's so much easier for me. I use these little things. I write the number and also the symbol on it. it's just, and then I use, this is whenever I use this, pull one off, I use the extras go up here. So that's how I like to stitch. I used to use the floss bags and the ring, and then before that I would just put them, yeah, but this works best for me. Okay, so then my second one, this one I've been working on a little while, and I want to finish it for Christmas, but it's called, and this is what it's going to look, the whole thing will look like.
No,
it's a Lizzie Kate, and it's called Merry Christmas. And then this is the one I'm actually on right now, which is this one right here.
So you can just do that Christ is born.
Yeah, you can just do them individually, or you can do the whole thing. And this is how far I've gotten on this one.
Look how pretty.
So it's really turned out. And I decided just to use, DMC. I don't know if it calls for, you got that? I don't know if it calls for any other threads. Yeah, it does call for like Weeks Dye Works, but at the time when I started it, I hadn't ever used fancy floss, which is what Chelsea calls it, over-dyed floss. And so I started it with DMC, so I'm just gonna finish it with that. But now I do use some over-dyes. And then this was like my obsession, to find this, and I'm going to show you why. It is Blackbird Design, and I love Blackbird Design. And this is the one I'm doing. It's called Summer, and it took me forever to find this, and they were so expensive because they're out of print. People were asking like $50 or $75 per. This comes as a series of 3. It's got summer, autumn, and winter. And I just couldn't afford that. And then a lady, I had posted on the Blackbird Facebook page, and she actually sold me all 3 of these patterns for $45. And that was just such a blessing in my life, because I would have never been able to stitch them otherwise, because I just don't have the money to spend that much on patterns. And this is how much I've gotten done so far.
And we both stitch on Ada.
Yes, I am an Ada girl. I've never stitched on linen. I've just decided that I enjoy stitching, and I'm not going to do stress over doing something that might stress me out and make me not want to do it. And I just feel like looking at linen, it's just so alien to me that this is just what I love to do, and I've always done, so I'm just going to keep doing it.
We spent the first probably week or 2 weeks after we started watching Floss Tube saying, oh, did you see that? They have this now. They have that. Now you can change the chart. You can just do a little piece of a chart. It was like a whole new world. It was just amazing.
And I'm kind of showing.
You have a lot of whips.
Yes, I'm kind of showing you these as I've worked on them. So I'm going from the one I've worked on the longest ago to now, which is like over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. You're gonna laugh. I did Stitch Mania. You just don't even know how many starts. I did not do 31 starts. I will say that. I did, I want to say 15 maybe.
And she's the night owl, and I'm the early bird.
Right. So this one right here I saw, and I bought it because it reminded me. My mother loves roses, and it reminded me of my mother. So I wanted to do it in memory of her. And I did use the call for colors, which were 2 DMC and 2 overdyes. And so when we went to our local store this last week, I had to get this right here overdye to finish the roses. But this is what it looks like. Let me move all that. So all I have to do is fill in the roses, and I'm finished.
So
and then I'm going to put my mother's initials and my initials on here.
Beautiful.
So
pretty, pretty, pretty.
Thank you. I love it. It's just very delicate. And then one more, and this is the one I started Wednesday for.
Sorry.
Well, I started.
All right, Priscilla. While I was making my yard socks, and I was doing this, and I was doing my hair, I just whipped this right up while I was bathing Ronnie.
I started this on Wednesday night for what is it, Jolly July? Because I'm working on my the other one I showed you, the long one for my Jolly July, but I wanted to do some little ornaments. So I started this one right here, and it's by Little House Needleworks, and it's a sampler tree ornament. It's called Potted Poinsettia.
This is Saturday. You did that since Saturday?
Yeah.
I mean, since Wednesday?
It was very quick stitch though.
Okay.
So that's how much. So all I have left is the few alphabets, and there's some grass down here, and then a couple of tiny little flowers. So I was going to finish this last night, but I decided to go to bed instead. I really wanted to finish it last night, but I said, about 1:30, I said I better go to bed since I had to get up and do this today. So those are my whips, current whips that I'm working on right now. And I do enjoy just kind of like working on something for a little while and then switching to something else. Like last night I did 2 different projects last night.
Well, when Kimberly and Priscilla and Chelsea started talking about doing Jolly July, I really, because I just started stitching in November or so, I didn't have anything. I've got a couple pieces in my house that were from when I used to stitch. One for my husband I made, and I think that was it, because the ones back there are new.
Yeah. The one in your bedroom, in your guest room that your sister-in-law did
Yeah,
for you?
I'll have to show you that next time, because I'd have to climb all over Gina and we don't want to see that. My sister-in-law I just fell in love with something that she did, and she didn't have the pattern anymore. So for Christmas, she charted, I guess, the way that y'all chart now, but she made one for me from her pattern, and I cherish it, and it's in our guest room. But I would love to work on linen. I tried, and everyone kept saying that your eyes adjust, but I don't see the holes yet. I've tried, and I can do it, but it is stressful. So like Gina said, just enjoy it.
And I can't see well enough.
And I did buy some 28,
Monaco.
I started saying Moroccan.
You'll find about Tina, this is something you'll learn about her, that she uses almost the right word, but sometimes it's a little bit off, but that's okay.
Like when I went into Joann's and asked him, I said, I need to get about 3 yards of Muslims.
It's like, no, muslin.
Muslin. Okay, anyway. So this is how I do, the way that she doesn't do. Opposites attract. I just make an extra copy, and then I keep my floss on here. And that way, when I'm finished, I keep my floss the way Vanna does in the totes. I have 2 totes that have all the DMC, and I just put everything back, and I have 1 tote that's separated up from fancy floss.
I keep mine in the flossaways to store them, but I just got tired of opening and closing those floss bags. They just got on my nerves. I mean, everybody's different.
And this is what I'm working on. It's Forever and Ever by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais.
I love her.
And it's Forever and Ever, and I just love that.
It's beautiful.
And Julie with Gulf Coast Stitcher, she's introduced me to animals with clothes. And I did Ida Mae and Ida Ray, and you can't really see them back there. But,
yeah, you can see them.
You can kind of see them back there.
They're
it's
right
my little crows.
Here, there you go.
They're right there. Oh, yeah. And so I wanted to stitch this to put underneath this, because we are videoing in my bedroom, because this had
pretty.
the best light. Look what I've gotten done since the other day.
Oh, wow.
I am a monogamous stitcher, but I was going to try to do the Jolly July, like I was saying earlier, and a squirrel got in my head.
The colors are so beautiful.
Thank you.
They really are.
I was going to try to do it this month, but I'm having a 75th birthday party for my mom this weekend, and then we leave in 2 days, and we'll be gone for a week, and I just know that I won't.
A week from Monday, we're gone.
Be able
for a
to
week, for 9 days
to do it.
Days.
But that's my whip. But I have noticed that there's so many that I really want to start and that I just want to get to.
I know the feeling.
So I'm trying to think.
I have started them.
Maybe I can do one seasonal, and then I don't know. But the strangest thing is I loved bright colors, and now I've gotten where I love samplers, primitives.
I love primitive,
And she always loved Prim and I didn't, but I got to where I just enjoy, there's so much out there to enjoy. What about finishes?
Okay, so I'm going to show you the finish I was telling you I did. I started in 2007 and I actually finished stitching it. It's called Home Sweet Home by Country Cottage Needleworks. And that was a pillow that you could buy to put it in, which I don't have. So I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this. That's what I'm kind of like debating on. So, and let me show it to you finished.
Oh,
I love it.
you were so over those pinks.
It was a lot of pink, and I love pink, but I was ready for those pinks to be done. So it was just so beautiful. And I'm just going to show you my stains. These were done because I did not store them properly in 2007 and they got dirty. And so thank goodness they're not in a place where I have to worry about whenever I finish it. They won't show, but I just love it. I just think it's so pretty. And I was excited to get it done. So that's one. And then here's another one I did. It's called Pumpkin Alphabet. And I used silk thread, which it called for, and it's by Little House. I guess I like Little House Needleworks, huh? And I actually did it on, I actually dyed this fabric. I tea-dyed it myself. It was one of the first ones I did. I just love how it just looks so dirty. As Chelsea says, they like dirty, crusty. So that's it. And I used 3 strands because I wanted it to be really textured. And I just love it. I can't wait to get it finished and put out for the fall. So
Gorgeous.
And it was really a quick stitch. This is one of my finishes from, here, you keep that.
That's not something you're going to hear me saying. It was really a quick stitch.
It really was, and it was one of my finishes from Stitch Mania. So I actually finished it, I think, right at the end of May. And then the third one I'm going to show you, I didn't bring all my finishes because I have a lot I've finished. I'm bad about fully finishing. I love to stitch, I love to finish, but I haven't fully finished a lot of stuff. This was Land That I Love. We did this with the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch on their Stitch Along. And I actually finished mine right before the 4th. I had ordered a pattern and the people I ordered it from never sent it to me, and I finally had to get a refund and order. It was out of stock. I had to order it from someplace else, so I didn't get started till long after everybody else, but I did actually finish it. I was excited. And I did change the pattern a little bit. If you see the eagle, and then somebody had stitched this, and I just did what they did. You know, they had changed it. And then I changed the bunting. I did red and blue instead of the white with the red, because the white was just not showing up. I should have used a darker fabric, but after I got into it, I realized that. And so, but I loved it.
Yeah, I'm learning
And
floss toss.
Yeah, and I did use the, I didn't use the Call for Colors. I used the ones that Priscilla used. And I just thought they were beautiful. So that's my finishes. And then Tina actually stitched the same one. And she's going to show you hers is finished. She's good about immediately finishing her
Priscilla and Chelsea have just shown us everybody so much about finishing, swapping out, just giving tons of ideas.
And just weird things you can put stuff on.
Yeah, now this for me was, I guess you called it Priscillifying.
It's beautiful.
In my living room, here's mine finished. And in my living room...
Here, let me hold it for you. Okay. There you go.
I put it on here. This magnet that I got was from Amazon, and it is a super duper magnet. But I have a place in my living room that swaps out seasonally. So I put a magnet on the back of here, and I can just swap them out. This little basket, actually, this was an H that came from the dollar store, and it was on clearance. It was magnetic, and then this little basket was, and I couldn't get the flowers right, so I just got a paper holder.
Don't show your secrets.
Well, yeah, we're supposed to share our
I'm just
secrets.
joking.
But anyway, So I just shoved that in there.
That's beautiful.
And anyway, I'm enjoying
Thanks, Priscilla.
Thank you. And another, we're on our finishes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fully finished. I posted this on my Instagram page. I finished, oh, where's the chart? This is holiday hoopla, as they say, 4th of July, from Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. Everybody fell out over those.
That's really cute. I can't wait to stitch it. But
I can't wait to see
now
the
that July's
fall.
passed, I'm not as motivated to do that stitching yet.
But this is how I finished. I just bought
so
a little
pretty.
hoop, and we
Where's
got some really good.
Because you can really
Look, my bow looks upside down.
It does.
I know.
That's
Oh
sweet.
well. Anyway, what do they call
It's really
that?
pretty. Looks like a ribbon.
I did it upside down. Well, actually, I'm making one for my mother, so I needed some more of this ribbon, and I cut it off, and I guess I just cut it a little too short. I'll just tag it back there. But anyway, this was a lot of fun, and that was a quick stitch. I did that in 2 days. For me, that was
there
good.
you go.
I did. Another one that I finished was Praise Jesus by Lottie Da, and I really like Lottie Da. And this is what the pattern looks like.
So pretty.
And this is what my finish looks like. And my husband had some wood out of his parents' old house, and he made this frame out of it. And
It's really nice.
yeah.
I like how it's just so unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. And I think that's that for my fully
Finishes.
Fully finished.
Full-
Yeah. So next we'll go on to
Haul.
Now that I don't have any problem. I'll go first on one. We went to the L&S and saw this pattern. I didn't buy it there because she didn't have it, but I saw it there, and I got this from 123 Stitch, and it's Karen Kluba, Rosewood Manor, Autumn Quakers, and we saw it finished.
It
and,
was beautiful.
Oh, it was gorgeous. And I think I am going to try to do this on the 28 Monaco.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do that. So that's
It's really pretty.
and these are the beautiful Valdini. Is that it?
Valdani, yeah.
Valdani, three strand cotton floss. Wow, that goes with it. And
Gosh, it's got like lots of pages.
lots. I know.
That's gonna be so pretty.
I got that at our L&S. I can't take this out, so it's gonna be crinkly and shiny maybe. But I've been seeing a lot of people do these Mill Hill
yeah.
button and bead, and I ordered this one. I really, really liked it. I got that one off of eBay, actually. That wasn't from our L&S. This frame was from Mill Hill, and it's a finish I did also. But I love these little frames.
So pretty.
They have just a little dowel rod, and you could just swap things out so easy. And I just put some fabric on the back, so each month I can swap these out. And this is a Little House
Needleworks.
Needleworks July Cottage, and I forgot to get
Can
that.
we stop for a minute?
Yeah.
Chris is...
Okay.
We're back.
So, last two things I got at our L&S. I've seen last year at Christmas time, I saw these cute little sleds, and I saw this design, and I just fell in love with it. It is by Foxwood Crossing, River Road Church, and it's the little tiny church on the bottom that I want to do.
It's really cute. This one right here?
No, this one.
This
It's
one right
so cute.
It is cute.
Yeah. So
It's hard to see the plastic.
I'm gonna do that for Christmas this year. I might do that and have 2 whips.
All right.
This was the
I'm wearing
last
off
thing
living
that
off
I
that.
bought from there.
And I'm jealous. I want
And
it.
this
If she
was
doesn't
the-
like it, I have
This
dibs
was
on
the
it.
last one that they had there. It was $10, and the name of our LNS is
Accents in Stitches.
Accents and Stitches in Metairie,
In Metairie, Louisiana.
And they didn't have any more, so she let me have this. I got it for
Well, they used it as a display, and they just had some overdyes.
and they took
on
the
it,
thread off and
it
let
was
me
like,
have it.
I couldn't believe just because they had that on there, they gave it to
And
me.
I tried it again the other night, and I still don't like it. So because she's my bestie, I'm giving it to her.
I'm so excited.
I said she's gonna be so excited.
I actually went back there the other day when I was in New Orleans, and they
Yeah.
still didn't have any. So I love it. I'm excited.
Okay,
Thank
that
you.
was it for
Thank
my
you,
haul.
bestie.
You're welcome. That was it for my haul.
I got a haul.
from the quilt
Accents and Stitches.
Accents and Stitches. And my next haul is from Shakespeare's Peddler Store, Kitten Stitcher. Love that. And this is Threads of Gold sampler production, the Victorian scissors case.
Cute.
And oh, it just was so beautiful and delicate and Victorian. And so I got that, and I bought the DMC to go with it. I'm very, I wouldn't say OCD. You would?
No, I would say she.
I'm organized, so when it comes in, I put everything together and I make copies and I put it in my bag, and now this is ready to go get the floss to go
I
with
like
it.
that's me too. That's like I like.
So I bought that from Kitten Stitcher, and you haven't seen this. Oh, I just fell in love with
Oh,
it.
it's beautiful.
By the Bay Needle Art, I Am a Needlesmith
Very
by
pretty.
Donna Bayless. But I just thought that was so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stitching.
I was gonna say that's a lot of coverage.
Now I will say down there, behind her dress and everything, that's not full. What do they call that? Full coverage?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
Okay. Anyway,
In the background either.
yeah. So, but I just
Let me
love.
see.
And I got all the floss.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
To go with that, and I did DMC. I do a lot of DMC. Certain things I will buy the overdyed, but these were the colors.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
Isn't that a nice way to show it? Here's a wad.
Here's a lot of
Here's
stuff.
some floss. Then this was the last one, and I just think this would be so beautiful on linen. I'm just gonna have to try it. This was from Kitten Stitcher's store too. It's a cross stitch antique reproduction sampler, Innocence, 1840.
Oh, that's really pretty.
I just love
She's got some beautiful
that.
stuff.
Yes. Well, she has one that I really want to do. It's Sarah somebody, but it says that it's Sarah Woodham, 1770. But the verse is over 1, and she said it's not compatible to Ada.
Yeah.
So, but and the other day she did because I went back and watched a lot of her videos. Like, I spent last weekend with Teresa.
Me
Or
too.
Thursday when I was
I
sick.
did too on Thursday. That's funny.
And so I was watching a lot of her older ones, and she was just showing how you just sew. And I said, oh, I could do that. And I took my Q-snap off. No, not so. And then, but I know you need to try. I just have trouble. I can go straight. It's just when I have to go 2 here and then 1 over here, that kind of throws me. Okay, and my last haul, I can't believe this is the one I got on eBay that I kept bidding that one woman.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this.
She wanted this, believe
I
me.
wanted this. And I saw this at Valerie's house, or something like it. She has a lot of the Pennsylvania Dutch things in her house, and I just love
You saw
it.
it at her house or on the Floss tube at her house?
She homeschooled her children.
No, I'm just saying.
I moved around a lot, so I lost something somewhere going to all those schools. But this is what it. Oh, let me take it out. It is an like a Fractar, Pennsylvania Fractar welcome sampler. Jeremiah Junction is
Yay, Jeremiah Junction.
But I just love that.
I love Jeremiah
the
Junction
color, and I really love the birds, everything about it. Came with the floss, came with Ada, and it came with something else, Gina.
Oh my goodness.
But wait, there's more. This one has the little blade in it to where you can cut your thread. And I'm not quite sure what this is. Needle holders down here. The thread organizer. Durable plastic.
Wow. Thank you.
You get 2 happies today.
Yay.
So that's it for the haul. And talking next, I thought
Wait, I haven't done my haul yet. I have haul, you know. I did go to take you to that store.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay,
And you went again.
Let's start with the cross-stitch store. That's most of my haul.
I'm sorry. I let you off. Oh, I didn't see that.
This is the
Oh, I did.
Bygone Stitches. Let me get this thread out of here so you can see it. Because this is one of the threads that goes with it.
Does that go with the one that I'm doing?
Yeah, it's the same. That's what. Remember, we saw this one, and we saw that one.
Yeah.
This is the one she had, and it's a Quaker Christmas, and it's only actually 3 colors. It's the red is Cupid, and then Yale Gold, which I had, and then it called for Balsam 20 skeins. So I decided that there wasn't enough variegation in that. I'm just going to use DMC for my green. And I talked to the woman at the cross stitch store, the owner, and she's like, I would just use DMC too. So it's really cute because there's very little gold, and then there's some,
beautiful.
So it only called for 2 Cupid reds. So I got those. So that was part of my haul, was that and that. And then of course I got some out of print Blackbird designs that she had. This one is called Peacock Pin Keep. And this one is called A Valentine Message. And even though I'm not a big Valentine person, I got it anyways. I figured I could put something besides Valentine Message in there. So, and then I actually bought, I went back on Tuesday. I had to bring my granddaughter to the airport. She had stayed with me for 3 weeks, and I was bringing her, she was going home. And I went back because there was another one there that I saw that I wanted to stitch that reminded me of my mother, and I'm going to be doing it, but it's for a gift, so I didn't bring it to show you, or I'm not going to talk about it anymore until next month. I will actually show you a picture of it. So next time we do this. Yeah. And so I did buy, this is just some of the threads that I bought. I picked some that I got some that I needed, but I found a few in here that I thought were beautiful. Like this one is called Sunflower, and I just think it's so pretty. That's Sunflower. Whoop. And then this one I loved, Bean Cherry. It was just so pretty. And then this one was called Fool's Gold. So that's just a few. And this is the one here that I'm using on that roses that I told you, I showed you my whip, and it's called Red Grape. I just think it's so pretty. But that's just, I got lots of thread. This is just some of the threads I bought. I didn't want to bring them all and show you. I got these for a project. Some of them are weeks, some of them are, I did get some Gentle Arts. I got Classic Color Works, but I'm doing some Christmas, it's called Snow Place Like Home, and there's a whole series. There's 5 of them, and I'm doing these, and so I actually
hold it up longer.
Well, I'm just kind of just showing them, and then that one. So I bought these a while back, and so I found this fabric the other day because I wasn't sure what I was going to stitch it on.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't it beautiful? I just think the blue would really look pretty with that. So
it's amazing how they got the modeling on Ada now.
I know, it's just beautiful.
Who makes that?
This is, I think this was Picture This Plus.
Is it that soft stuff? No.
No, it's really not. And it's called Ancient is the name of it. I'm not sure if this is Picture This Plus or not. It doesn't say that on there. And then I bought another piece of fabric the other day when I went by myself. No, this one I bought when her and I were together.
Yeah.
It's Tula and it's 10 count. And I'm going to use it for some Christmas ornaments I'm doing. And I'm either going to do the ornaments individually. It's the Vintage Christmas Sampler by Lori Holt. But I can't decide if I want to do them individually or as a piece. But I'm really not into Santa Claus. I don't know why anymore, but I don't want to do him. So I'll probably leave him and the reindeer out and do the rest of them. And I don't know if I'm going to do them individually though. So I got a bigger piece of fabric just in case I could break it down and make some little ornaments for my tree. So
that was the first piece I did when I came back, and my back was beautiful. Now, not so much, but that was a fun thing to stitch. I really enjoyed that. No, that wasn't my first one. My first one was the autumn.
Yeah. And then this is my
scarecrow.
thing I got yesterday. And the reason why I got these because I got sick of hearing from Tina how much she loved these scissors.
Oh, you got me. Oh, where did you got those from that place? Oh.
So I just love them. I just think they're so neat.
Oh, I thought you were giving
No, you're not getting my scissors. No, you have how many pairs of these scissors? 3 pairs. She has 3 pairs of these scissors.
They are.
So I bought a pair.
Have you used them yet?
Yes, I do
they
love
not?
them. They are the sharpest.
Those are.
But she found out
they're
about
not
these
origami.
from
What are they?
Omnigrid.
Omnigrid.
They're Omnigrid scissors, and she found out about these. We found out about these from the Fat Quarter Shop. Kimberly. And this is what she uses. She says she's got like, I think 15 pairs of these things.
I can understand
And so
why.
Tina got them first, and she kept talking about them.
Oh,
So
I
I
thought you were
actually
giving-
ordered them. No, I'm not giving them to you. Maybe you'll get a pair for Christmas.
It's okay.
So that was my haul.
All right. Talking about the Fat Quarter Shop, this is something, if you don't have one, I really love this little book. When we started watching when Priscilla and Chelsea went and it was coming out. Thank you. I felt it. I could feel it.
They got it for Stitch Mania.
For Stitch Mania. I'm going to keep everything that I've done for this year, which I just started this one in May, the end of May, and I've done 9 and I don't have them all in here. The first time I tried, really, and I was going to keep up with my time, that was depressing. I
do not keep up with my time. I keep up with my
enjoying
time
it.
by the hours, but I do not keep up with my stitches.
Yeah. And I do, it helps me to go back and look, what did I use when I was doing that? Because you've asked sometimes about things that I've stitched. What color did you use? So, I mean, it is good. So if you haven't, and it wasn't, I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't expensive, but it's a great little.
$9 or $10.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, the back says $14.95.
It's just fun just to, I mean, I do keep up with mine too, and I actually, I have I take pictures of my stuff, and then I'm putting them in an album, because I did that with my quilts that I've made, and so I'm like doing it with my cross stitch, and it's just fun to keep up with and see what you've done, you know.
We both love to quilt, and we just finished with a class by Annie making bags.
And we're doing a
Block
Christmas
of the
quilt
month.
block of the month.
From
Well,
Lori
it's like
Holt.
blocks of the month because
6 by 6. One 6 by 6 block had like 32 pieces. One little piece was like a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch. Never again. We'll do the 12
It's like
by
48 blocks, I think, by the time we're done. So it's been crazy. We've been working on it since November.
So we might show that. Like I said, we don't.
She might show hers. I haven't gotten far enough along unless I go crazy and do it all at one time. So.
But we can share stuff like that maybe, and we might show. I've learned at the LNS how to use the Q-snaps to get so many different sizes out of one. And that is a video I had looked for and I couldn't find. So maybe I'll play around with that and write it down, share that.
So we're going to hopefully...
it just feels weird to think that anybody would watch us.
We're going to try and maybe think of some stuff that other people haven't done, and try and show y'all some new stuff, and we'll see how it goes.
I'll just show you what we do, and maybe, I know that so many people have just shared so many great ideas. I know one little thing that Gina told me about lately was that when she's going, they call it's like English, and they have a name for the type of stitch, but when you're just going all the way across one half stitch.
When you're not crossing every stitch.
Yeah, and then she'll go every 10, she crosses it, so that when she goes back to count, she can just count by 10s. That was a good idea.
Yeah, if you're using like DMC or whatever you use like that. Now the overdies, you can't really do that because you have to cross every one, but it does help whenever you're doing, a really long thing all the way across, like a border. So,
well, I've enjoyed it. I felt kind of funny, but I've enjoyed it. Gina and I always have fun when we're together. We sew together, we stitch together. I'm an only child, so I don't have a sister or a brother, obviously. You're only child, you don't have anything.
And I come from a family of 5, so.
Yeah. So a lot of times people think that we are sisters, and they always think I'm the older one because I'm mean.
She's not mean, she's just a little bossy.
All right, well, we both talked about how we were going to sign off on this, and we never did come up with one. So, until next time.
Y'all come back.
Y'all come back. Bye.
Thanks.
Enjoyed it.